Top. It's your boy, Chad Visionary.
This your boy, Imani Boss, and you're now tuned in to the Top Hill Podcast. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I didn't know he called this bitch fugly on that record.
Hey, I just bought a car off rap money, right?
Hey.
I told the nigga, I said, hey, come school me. Come on, Mo, you already got a car, bro. Yeah, but that's not the point. Yeah, that's good. They done forgot about me. Look at my numbers, I did a whole lot without them. Yeah.
Hey, y'all ready?
But I dropped the album.
Ready.
Been singing so much, these niggas forgot I had it.
Awesome.
They forgot that I started rapping.
He snapped on this job.
In the South, got raised here. Niggas like white people, chicken ain't tasteless. They been in the night too long, can't face it. Feeling like white girl, booty can't shake. Treating niggas like the road shut down, can't take it. Hit me on the phone, better have my payment. Cuz with the weight so much, that's painless. Got my brother
floated on this.
Yeah, nah, we're gonna get shit off.
Think I might start a problem. Yeah. Ain't mentioned my ex in a minute, she think I forgot about her. I've been waiting for the perfect time to drop a song about her. So hey there, Rebecca, I wrote a trifecta. I hope you regret all our moments together and never forgot about it. Yeah. Look at my numbers, I did a whole lot without them. Yeah, little nigga, still never dropped a mixtape, but I dropped the album. Been singing so much, these niggas forgot I had it. They forgot that I started rapping. Probably won't reply if the thread turn green. Get it on the record, black men don't cheat. Yeah, I upgraded, but you been on fleek. Niggas taking L's, keep a win on me. I thought I told you we undefeated. They always talking like it's their season. Step in the booth, change they whole demeanor. Go, we lost Q, but the boy back home now. Look up at the Fed, pull me over, what you want now? Said he sent me texting while I'm driving, put the phone down. Show that nigga Google Maps was open, then I bust down.
Saying, y'all must have forgot.
Like shit.
Still putting out hits when I burnt out. They done forgot about me. Look at my
Like the
numbers,
hook,
I did a
too.
whole lot without them. Whole lot. Still never dropped a mixtape, but I dropped the album. I did. Been singing so much, these niggas forgot I had it. They forgot that I started rapping. Look, nigga. Hey, yo. Crazy thing, I was like, niggas think cause they like hip-hop songs, but they got...
I wish I had my bad, Lil. My bad. Hold on, I need some gunshots in this motherfucker.
I can still rap, nigga. You ain't better than me. Don't you ever forget it.
Miss America was good.
I love the energy in this.
Indigo was good. Chico was good. Hey! Top. And just like that, man, we about to get started.
Hey, that was tough, bro.
Y'all don't know, that's the legendary Austin Toles. And he needs no introduction. But we're going to introduce ourselves real quick. 3, 2, 1. Top Hill, episode 57.
57.
What's good, y'all?
What's good?
I'm your boy, Imani Boss.
I'm Chad Visionary.
And shout out to Jamila with her own boss. She could not be in the studio with us today. She's at home being safe. You know,
Don't blame her.
I should have been the same thing.
It's snowing out there as we speak.
I know, Quality Touch Studio, I might have to, pack a sleeping bag. But anyway, shout out to our sponsors, Quality Touch Studios. You guys are the plug. You guys are the plug, man. Hey, first things first, Chad Visionary, how you doing, man? How you feeling today?
I'm great, man. I feel good to be here. And can I just say something? Can I just speak my ish?
Say what you want to say, man.
Yo, so this January has been a good month for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been on a spiritual journey, trying to really listen to God, stay in tune with God, and see what He's saying about me. And honestly, bro, I just been feeling good, just talking to God. I really feel like He's been speaking to me on certain things. And one of the things I think He's speaking to me on is finding my purpose. I really feel like I found my purpose after taking time to, spend time with Him.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I got a revelation, bro. And I'm just so hyped because I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm one of those people. I used to always look down on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be very insecure, and just taking this moment, this whole month of January, just to really, like I said, find myself, I realized how dope of a person I am. It took a long time for me to understand that, like, not like real shit. Like, I was like, it came to me like a week ago. I was like, Chad, you're dope as shit, bro. Like, you gotta stop sleeping on yourself. Like, people really love and care about you, really mess with you. Like, and that's real talk. And another thing he told me is, not to be on the prideful stuff, but I'm already very successful. And at first, I had to take a step back. I was just like, that don't sound right. Like, very successful. Yeah, I definitely had a Kanye moment, but I just, you know me, man. I'm humble. Like, I don't like to talk like that, whatever. But just talking to God, him just telling me that, I was like, nah, you're right. Because I'm thinking about, I know everybody's level of success is different. Mine is finding my purpose, my family loving me for, I have my family together. Like, my family loves me for me. Like, they're all together. I got my mother, my father, my brother and sister. They're all doing wonderful. They're all healthy. And that's number one. That's successful. And then everything that I wanted to manifest has manifested for me each and every year. Like, God began to give me, like, visions and start us all the way back to when I was a kid. Like, started telling me, like, yo, like, you've been saying this and it's been happening each and every year. And bro, like, I always wanted to shout. I hate to bring church in here, but I wanted to shout. I was just like, dang, like, you're right, God. And I'm sorry I'm going along with it. No. I just had to speak my ish on it.
Absolutely.
Chad is, like I said, I'm a dope person. I just want y'all to continue to look out for what I'm doing. Everything I'm doing, again, is not for me, even though I'm talking my ish. Everything I'm doing is to help people. I know that's my purpose. I know that I make people better. So I'm going to continue, whether if I'm doing photography, whether if I'm doing stuff for church, whether if I'm making clothes, whatever. This is to help people. This is not about me. So, yeah, just wanted to talk my ish, bro.
You already know, man. Congratulations on everything that's going to be coming your way.
I appreciate it.
And continue to manifest everything that you got going on. And, you know, Top Hill family, man.
For sure.
All right, man. So we're going to have to get started. Before, you know, we get into our first guest, man, I just want to dedicate this episode to my grandmother. She just recently passed this week. And I know she's listening right now, watching down, so this episode's dedicated to her.
Yeah, man, rest in peace to her. She, you know, she was like grandmother to me too, so she definitely impacted my life. So rest in peace to her, man.
R.I.P. All right. Without further ado, my man over here has been standing up for way too long. It's gonna get on here. It's been a whole year since he came down and sat right here next to us. You guys may know him already.
Was he our first guest?
He was our very first guest outside of like out of Quality Check Live at first. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Austin Toles. Hey, what's up, bro?
Good to see y'all, boy.
Good to see you,
I left
man.
my glasses over here on purpose.
Hey, yo, you already know, man. Cool shit. You already know.
He got a whole new look, which I'm loving.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It works for you, bro.
I do not look like I did last year.
You don't.
I
You
know.
don't. I don't know which episode was. I don't know what episode that was, but they're gonna be looking.
Hey, they can go back into the archives.
Yeah, go back.
I looked at the first promo video I did. I was like, dang, I look like a square.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, man. I owe you a debt of gratitude for that because you really laid the blueprint out on a lot of the promo videos that we tried to ask people to do. You know what I mean? Because you set the tone. You really set the tone when you said that to me. Like, this is, you know, what I want the promo to be for my episode. I'm like, this is really fucking good. I want everybody's promo to be close to this. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that for you, man. I mean,
for sure.
We could talk for hours. You know what I mean? You already know the vibe. Right?
It'll go after camera. Like
exactly.
Let's talk about this new look, though.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
What made you want to dye your hair and beard and everything?
So everybody knows that follows me on my personal stuff, Words Unspoken podcast and all that stuff. I did my first trip this year, psilocybin mushrooms. And when I tell you,
Hey, yo.
life altering.
Really?
Literally life altering. Like, I'm well documented dealing with depression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows. Even suicidal depression at one point. Man, I was in that trip, and it's documented. I just haven't put it on YouTube or nothing. But I went to that trip, and I realized, like, how I was an ungrateful person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have a lot of gratitude for what was in my life, for the people that was in my life and their talents that they had. And so while I was tripping, I realized that. And then I saw myself when I was younger, like before my mom died. And I was light. I had a sliver of darkness, which was my dislike for my father. But my aura was so much love, light, and joy that even that sliver of darkness was irrelevant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then my mom died, and then the darkness took over. Started becoming an asshole, started breaking hearts, being a player, all of that stuff. And so I got to see that. And when I saw the transition, like what happened, I was like, but I still had a little light at the same time.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that transition during the trip, when I came out of the trip, it was like, nah, I don't have to be dark. Like, I don't have to be darkness. I don't have to embody or live in this darkness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that darkness will always be a part of me, but I don't have to choose the darkness.
Right. Do you believe that was God talking to you at that moment? Or?
Okay, so...
No, be real.
No, be real.
I
was just
believe
asking.
that we are God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe that we are eternal.
Okay.
So...
That's facts, though.
So, in a sense, you could say yes,
Okay.
like, because I know there are, to me, like, although we are all God, we are all eternal, we're literally here to work with each other, to help each other.
Definitely.
Like, iron sharpens iron.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Made in his image. For sure.
I was definitely spoken to. I can't say who, but...
It's God, bro. There ain't no
The reason
other
I
way
say
to
I
put
can't
it.
say who is because I'm not sure where I'm at on, and this is like I'm in the process or in this journey of finding what like I feel is my true like spirituality,
Yeah.
right?
I
So
respect it.
yes, it's God, but I don't know if to me it's calling it the God like of the Bible,
Right. Yeah.
like because the God of the Bible is a ruler.
Yeah.
Type of being. It's words for it.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for all that right now.
I mean, we got time if you want, but
I would
We got
have to
time
disagree
for
with
that
that,
right
but
now.
we can talk about that another time.
But I believe yes, it's God, but I believe that it was also. I believe it's a lot
Okay.
going into like shit that I can't even explain. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, like what I feel like I saw, and that like I can't even explain it all.
right.
But I do definitely still believe in God. You know
Do
what I'm saying?
you believe? So I heard. I don't really know much about mushrooms and all those different kind of drugs and stuff like that. But I've heard people using them and like possibly like seeing other dimensions or like
Yeah, that's some people you can get some of that with shrooms, but a lot of people get that with ketamine, DMT, like the harder or the deeper or psychedelics.
Okay.
Which I would love to and can't wait.
I seen
to
YouTube videos
try
on that.
those.
What's
Yeah.
your boy Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was
Joe
talking
Rogan.
They
about
talk
it.
about it a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
They talk about Joe Rogan has a bunch of like well-known doctors who
Yeah.
study psychedelics come on, and they all speak in truth. Like, but it's those are the higher. For me, what shrooms has done for me is helped me to see the beauty that's right here in this dimension where we are. And it's also helped me to realize that, like, time is an illusion. Like, there is no future and there is no past. There's only the now.
Elaborate.
There's only now.
Okay.
So, think about it. When tomorrow comes, what is tomorrow?
No.
It's today. There is no tomorrow. It's literally an illusion that we've created to keep a track of stuff.
Man,
But there is there's no tomorrow.
Okay.
There's no yesterday. There's now.
Now is all you can actually control.
That's all you can experience.
Yeah.
Like, you can't experience the future.
Right.
Because by the time you get to the future, it's the present.
Right. Right.
So why worry about it? You're missing your now.
Right.
You're missing experiencing your now. Worrying about something that's gonna happen when it happens, if it happens.
That's some real stuff right there, Austin. Because I was dealing with anxiety. Actually, I found out that I had real bad anxiety.
Anxiety comes from worrying about the future.
Exactly, and then they say depression goes from
worrying about the past.
Exactly. So it's like you have a perfect balance when people meditate or when people find something that can bring them into that balance, into that center. It's like, okay, don't worry so much about the future. Don't worry so much about the past. Be happy right
Enjoy
here.
it now, because you'll never be able to experience this ever again.
Ever again. Right.
Y'all do this podcast every week.
Right.
But every week you will never experience what you experienced the week before.
Correct. Right.
Like, this moment that we're in with these lights and us sitting here talking, we'll never get this back.
Right. Right.
It will never happen again.
Right.
So you gotta enjoy the now.
Right.
Like, my favorite, alright, so last thing on this.
No,
my
keep
favorite
going.
analogy
What's up?
is a man by the name of Alan Watts.
Okay.
And it was entitled Life is Not a Journey. So, you know, we think of life as a journey, right? But in a journey, what are you focused on? Getting to your destination. That's the goal of a journey, is to get to the destination. So we think of life, and our school system is set up to push us this way,
Absolutely.
right? And it's graded.
Right.
So you can't wait to get to 5th grade or get out of kindergarten because then you get to go to grade school. You get out of grade school, 5th grade, you get to go to middle school, and then middle school on to high school.
Right.
High school, you go to college, undergrad maybe. You get this job. That was your goal. So now you got this job, right?
Right.
And the ultimate goal when you start working is to retire and enjoy life after you retire.
After you retire.
That's the whole goal.
Right.
The goal is to get there and retire, and now you've made it to your destination. But if any of us have ever, we've all been here, right? Where we work so hard for something, and then when we get it, you don't really feel that much different afterwards.
You don't. Yeah.
You did it. Because we need something to chase after.
Right.
That's how we're groomed, to have something to chase after. But think about music. Music in itself is a playful thing. You play the piano, you play the guitar. The universe is kind of the same. The universe in itself is a very playful place. Its existence is playful.
Yeah.
So when you think about music, you don't listen to music for the end. You don't dance and say, we're going to end over there in that spot of the room. The whole point of music, the whole point of the dance is to enjoy the music. To enjoy the dance. So, otherwise we would go to concerts just to hear the ending.
Right.
We don't do that.
Right.
We want to enjoy the entire 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, however long we're there, depending on the concert. We're not leaving.
Yeah, we want the now to be forever.
So life is like music.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of life is to experience it. Enjoy the experience. Don't look towards the ending. You know what I'm saying? Like, the goal, die and go to heaven. The goal, live a proper life and reincarnate.
Yeah.
The goal, you know what I'm saying? Whatever your belief system is, you got a different goal, but it always focuses on the end. It always focuses on getting that goal. So you never appreciate and experience what
Right
you're
now.
living in right now.
Right. Because a lot of people, they have their heaven right now. They're living in it right now.
Well, we can create our own heaven on earth whenever we want. That's a whole other conversation, too.
I know. I think we're going to have to have an extended cut of this podcast.
Yeah. We're going to have a whole special episode.
Yeah.
that interests me because like I feel that, and honestly, this is me personally. I experienced that learning that what you was just talking about through the faith I'm in now.
Yeah.
Like you already know, like everybody on this podcast already know. I believe in one God, the God in the Bible, and He specifically talks about that in the Bible. Like He talks about like you have to be living in the now because what I already gave you. You already made in my likeness. You already have the ability to walk into your purpose, walk into your victory. And I'm not saying that just to,
no, it's true.
teach, but I'm saying this for people that got like a misconception about like my faith or whatever. But I don't want to talk about religion. I'm just saying like that's some of the stuff. Yeah, that's some of the things I learned. That's why I like this space so much because, like you said, like I'm not worrying about the future.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like I know my purpose. I have a family.
Yeah.
I'm already successful. Like I'm alive. Like I'm breathing.
What you felt is what I got when I tripped.
Exactly.
And
Same thing.
It's like everybody gets their own way of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, they say that psychedelics are good for people. Like there are people who have no.
One second, Austin. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we bad. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, the same. What was I about to say?
We were just talking about how you can get the same thing.
Oh yeah, the same thing that I got from my trip. You don't need psychedelics to get it.
Right.
Right. There's different forms of meditation and things you can do to unlock those things already inside of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and one of those things is for some people is their faith.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like so for me, I've never connected to anything on a faith basis, like no religion and nothing. I've never really connected to it. I've always felt like, nah, you don't know, so you can't prove it to me. And then on top of that, it was, so I'm supposed to believe and follow somebody that ain't never spoke to me, ain't never spoke to you.
How you know that?
In fact, the only time, hold on.
How do you know that?
You can't prove it.
What if I told
There's
you?
no way to prove it. There's no way to make a religion factual.
Okay. Because in the words it says this too. I can't actually prove it to you because you already are not in belief. If I were to prove it to you, it'd actually be a miracle. Now miracles still do happen.
But not in an overt way like they used to.
No,
well, at least like they say they
I
used to.
wouldn't say that. I think I want to think it's still happening, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, see, so my thing always growing up was, but you can't prove it.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to believe it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always been, like, I took living
I just
in the
know it for
now
myself. That's it.
into a completely different, and I'm talking me growing up and early adolescence. I just never connected to it. But what they say is a lot of people who trip, then they come out of that trip understanding how other people believe in their spirituality, in their faith. So like what my trip did for me is help me to understand exactly why you believe in your faith. And so when you tell your story and you say God spoke to you, I 100% believe you. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't have before my trip. Right. My trip opened me to that experience.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So I ain't had to do what you done, not taking anything away. But how you think I got to that? But how you think I got to that? You know what I mean? Like
so I feel like you were already. You're already tapped into your spirituality. Okay. You know what I'm saying? As a person, you've always been, if not always, for a very long time, you've been tapped into your spirituality. Yeah. I was a complete opposite.
I could argue.
I didn't care nothing about the spirit world, spirituality. I didn't care about nothing about none of that. Mm-hmm. All I care about is what I can actually see, touch, feel, experience. Right. Because I don't feel like worrying, or like I never felt like worrying about shit I couldn't do nothing about.
Right.
Shit I couldn't see. I couldn't control it. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
And so I kind of blocked, I feel like I blocked that piece off and had a blockage there where yours was always free flowing because you were in tune with that and you cared about that, and it helps you. So I feel like you were, if we're going to use like age or experience wise, you know what I'm saying, while you were already maybe a teen or an adult spiritually, I was a baby.
Okay.
Or not born yet.
I'm sorry. I know we don't want to stay on this subject.
No. It's a good conversation. Go ahead and say your stuff because you know I'm coming.
Let me give you my background, okay?
Sure.
And it's. I think a lot of black folks could relate to this. Like, I feel like a lot of people grew up in somewhat of a Christian, Baptist, whatever you want to call it.
Our family or community.
Yeah, they always been. Everybody's been connected to a church once in their life. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Systematically.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, because let's go to the African.
Yeah, I'm coming. Hey, I'm coming.
But you
Chad, go ahead, get your shit off.
There's many of people that grew up in the church, and they grew up and start researching things, and they realizing like, you know, they don't want to be like their parents, like you said, systematically just going through the church politics, the religion.
Yeah.
So going back to me, I grew up in the church. All right. I wasn't always. I did have a respect for God because that's what I was taught. I was going to church, but I was just like every other kid. Like I didn't know God for myself.
Right.
Like I was just learning. Like it was just school for me.
You were following your parents.
Yeah,
not
pretty much.
Stepping on your own basis.
Exactly, and it wasn't until like I got older. I want to say like probably during like my college years, because I think that's when. Like high school, college, that's when you start questioning things. You're like, all right, like, what's going on? And that's what happened with me. So I'm like, all right, I feel like there is a God, but there's some questions. And I started researching and started meeting new people, And I don't know, personally, bro, I was blessed to be around people that showed me something different as far as looking at God as a religion instead of looking at God as a spiritual being, like having a relationship with him. So when I was taught to have a relationship with God instead of a religious type, read your Bible.
Instead of following a group of individuals.
Yeah, trying to do the right thing.
Attaching to a denomination
right.
And only following everything that you were taught instead to focus on the God, the person.
Exactly. So when I removed all of that, like trying to be a so-called good person, trying to do the right thing, because honestly, keep it 100, and everybody agree on this, nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't even care if you're the greatest pastor in the world. Like you got some demons with you. Like it's just point blank. But anyway, it's just like, honestly, I'm just telling you my personal experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Once I released all of that and was like, all right, what is this God in the Bible telling me to do? So from what I was taught, it's to, number one, pray, of course, worship, and talk to him. And in the Bible, and that's another thing too, I feel like people just read logically. In the Bible, it talks about like God could actually speak to you through Bible. That's only one of the ways. There's actually, I want to say there's like 20 ways God could talk to you. He could talk to you through nature. He could talk to you through your conscience. He could talk to you the list goes on and on.
I would hope so.
Yeah, so
powerful.
when I started like tapping in, like reading my word and actually understanding it, and people don't. A lot of people don't understand this. You could really like test God and just be like, God, just pray to him one day. And don't gotta be no spiritual prayer. Just be like, yo, God, if you real, just show me. Like, give me a confirmation. Show me a sign. He will show you a sign. He will.
And that's where.
That's where it's just like, God damn, 400
that's where
years.
it comes into. Okay. it still comes down to the person after that, though. Because if I'm a true skeptic through and through, I don't. If I'm an atheist and I absolutely refuse to believe it, I'm gonna pray something's gonna happen. You're gonna perceive it as, see, that's God telling you, and I can perceive it as, it's just a coincidence. Here's an example, because somebody said this example before.
But perception and knowing is different.
I'm reusing an example.
Okay.
And he said, it was an atheist person was completely against God or believing in God or whatever, right? And so somebody said basically what you said, right? She said, yeah, whatever. It wasn't until he was in a predicament, and I forget what the predicament is, so I'm going to come up with one. But it wasn't until he was in a predicament, let's say, stuck out in the frozen tundra, and he prays, God, they told me I could test you. If you're real, send somebody to save me. Or let somebody come save me. And then a little while later, a group of people comes. And they happen and they save him, right? If that person truly just does not want to believe, what you will be able to say is his message from God. He can still straight up say, they were already headed this way. They just happened to.
It was a coincidence.
Yeah, it was a coincidence. If somebody, that's why it comes down to the person. Because I can say, test me, and then you can prove it, and I'll be like, or he can show me something, and I'll be like, that was already happening. You cheated.
All right. All right.
Man, I got so much more for that.
Let me speak my piece. I've been very quiet, and when we're talking about religion and stuff like that, I want to say I have respect for all religions. I think everybody in this room feels the same exact way because we all found our way differently. Yeah. But for the same reason. For me, I grew up in the church as well too. But, like Chad said, in college, I started questioning things. Things started not adding up to me. I started, wait, so there's more books in the Bible that are in my Bible? There's hidden books? Why did they take this out? Why is that verse missing right there? He raped his daughter? What's going on here? And I'm like, wait, I need answers. What is going on with this Bible? And then I find out that, there's hundreds of different writers in the Bible. The Bible was never supposed to be put into one book. God never said to do this. And I'm like, people just decided to do it and say this was law. And I'm like, okay, rewind some more. Because I deal with facts, right? And I deal with facts.
That's it.
And I come with my conclusions. So I'm like, okay, I learned this. How did this come about? Well, I hear about the Council of Nicaea. And I'm like, okay, what is this? And this is basically when the Roman Empire said, we're going to take over this shit using this religion that we found in Africa, in Egypt.
It's the Book of Eli.
It's the book of Eli. You can go to Egypt today and Sudan today and find everything that's in your Bible on the walls in stone in Egypt. I mean, plagiarism down to like word by word type of stuff. I'm like, so these people literally just copied, paste, and used it for the way they wanted to use it, not the way it was actually intended to use. It's almost the equivalent as if the world ended today, and you see, like, if you see the New York Empire State Building or something like that, that would be like the equivalent of us going back and saying, how did the pyramids get here? People might say, how did this get here? And then you see a movie that said, Spider-Man Far From Home, and you play that. You're the only human on Earth. You've never seen a movie before. And you start watching it, it's like, oh shit, Spider-Man was here. You know what I mean? But that becomes the whole thing, and everybody's like, we're going to worship this guy. You know what I mean? But basically what I'm saying, let me rewind a little bit because I know I go off on the tangent. I will rewind a little bit. Europeans took it from Egypt, and then they used it to enslave people. If you notice, the most religious people are darker skinned people. We're the most spiritually connected kind of people, right? We've been manipulated in a way where they came over to this side of the planet and they killed millions of people off of manifest destiny, off of God told me this. Then they enslave a group of people. And then they say, the only day that you're going to get of freedom or you could be with your family or do this is on Sunday at church. They purposely did that. You know what I mean? It's to psychologically keep us focused on this religion so much. Like, I'm gonna be a slave, I'm gonna work this hard and stuff like that, and I'm gonna get my heaven when I die. You know what I mean?
Because in the Bible also talks about the one who thinks less of himself.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about the ego.
Yeah,
the Bible tells you.
You know,
it really tells you to think less of yourself. And if we're looking at it,
but go ahead.
It does though. And not in a bad. And that's where it comes to how people use it.
Right, exactly. Because you can use any verse.
I'm talking about in the sense that how they used it. They wanted us to think less of ourselves so they could control us.
Right.
I know that's not what God is. You know, I know that's not what the
God
intention.
Right.
That's not
why you're using it.
Manipulated the true intention and wanted us to think that we were supposed to think less of ourselves, and they were our rulers, or they were God meant for them to control us. Is how they manipulated it and wanted us to think about it.
Right. And then I had to think about, okay, if you really think about a lot of, how religion is, where it is, and why you are raised up in a certain way, is a lot to do with just geographic location, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Like if you're born a black man in the United States, most likely, if not you're somebody in your family is Christian.
It's Christian
100%. because it came to you through slavery. That's why. And then if somebody was born in China, they came up Buddhist. If you were born in India, it might be Hindu. So you're telling me that if I don't go to India and tell this person that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, you're going to hell? Just because you was born in India and my family told me that this is the way?
See,
you know
now
what I mean?
Now we talking my talk a little bit. I'm going to tell you why. I grew up with Jehovah's Witness. Okay?
I answered the door to y'all.
Is one of the most niche examples of exactly what you just said.
Right.
So, as a Jehovah's Witness, you're supposed to believe that you have the truth. Mm-hmm. Yes, all the other Christianities have the Bible, but they're not using it right. They don't have the truth of the Bible. Right? So your religion is the one religion, the one true religion, and everybody else has it wrong. That's how you're supposed to believe.
Right.
That's how Jehovah's Witness believe? That's what you're saying?
Yes. They will never come out and blatantly tell you the way I did.
I met a Jehovah's Witness like that.
That's why they feel so confidently coming up to your doorstep telling you,
because they know they're right.
Right.
That's the way they've been taught. Now, before I go on, I will say Jehovah's Witnesses themselves, the individuals, are normally good people.
Yeah.
They're just like the people you see at your church. They just want to do right. They just want to do the right thing, want to live their life right. The problem is the leadership. And that's what we're talking about here. Who controls what you believe, what you think, how you act type of thing.
Right.
So, you can't, for me, it was always so hard for me to believe. So you're telling me God took this one group of people, and keep in mind, I'm thinking like a witness. So you're telling me our religion was a minority, even amongst other forms of Christianity. We were had a smaller membership.
The fact that there's different forms of Christianity raise questions. Go ahead.
Anyway, you want to tell me that God chose you in the leader, Charles? No, they said Judge Rutherford was the one he chose. You want to tell me in 1920, that God came to you, chose you in this group of people to be the governing body and to lead everything. And only the people that follow you are going to survive. 8 million. That's how many Jehovah's Witnesses there are in the world.
Compared to 7 billion people.
So how many billions of people are going to die because they don't believe in your religion?
Right.
That's not love.
Right. That's the other thing, too. People's like, okay, so if you created us as an experiment to just kill off billions of people, how do I relate? And plus, I'm thinking on a universal scale. I know that we're not the only life form created. right?
You know that.
I know that. There's others out here. Earth is not it. Earth is not just it.
Okay, I would agree, but you know.
But I think about that way. It's like, so you gonna kill this thing? It just doesn't add up to me.
Yeah. I feel like
I
the
understand.
people, it's basically like you said, they have used it wrong. Like they have used God and religion to control people,
right?
As opposed to
getting closer to your spirituality, what it's supposed to do, which is what he's trying to say.
Like you've used it, the way you've used it, and the way is how it was.
It's how it's supposed to be used, right?
You know what I'm saying? That's why I never discount or deny your story or what you say or your faith at all, your religion at all.
Right.
I'm happy that you're somebody that's using it right, and I'm happy that I know somebody that's using it right as opposed to wrong.
Right. Yeah, because I just want to be an example of those people, because I feel like a lot of people, and I'm like you, Imani, like I respect everybody's opinion, but I don't know, when it comes to, like I said, when the way I was taught and the way I learned about God is never based off of logic. It doesn't matter how much you research or you read. You could be the smartest person in the world and still not know nothing. That's one of the main things I learned when just me personally knowing about God. Because like you come at him logically, like God, what about this? What a lot of it's not gonna make sense. And if you think about it, now this is logical. Think about it. If God's so smart, what makes you think you're gonna understand everything He does?
I'm not here to understand what God does.
That's what I'm saying.
But my thing is, I'm trying to understand what man has done to God. Is what I'm saying. What the original people who believed in one God, the first people who created Christianity were the Egyptians, by a man named Akhenaten, who said that, hey, we're no longer going to worship the God of the carpet and the God of the lamp and the God of the microphone. You know, everything is here because of that sun right there. That sun is the one that gives us the energy, that does this, that produce water, produce wind. These people were astronomers, physics, created math and all this stuff. So they knew everything that was going on in the planet right there. They were one of the oldest civilizations. So they said, okay, we're no longer going to be polytheistic on serving all these different masters. We're going to serve one God. And that's really where the first written text came from.
So
older.
What made them do that? Just want to worship one God? What was the rest of the
There's a pharaoh named Akhenaten, and I do not have the time to go through Akhenaten's whole entire story, but his name is Akhenaten, and he's the person that created monotheism.
So he was the first person to make people live off of his interpretation
of one God.
And then every other religion
took that.
And I've said this about all religion. Like I believe Christianity, Muslim, all of that. It's somebody's interpretation of whatever the original was.
Did y'all hear about y'all heard about Gilgamesh? You know who Gilgamesh was? He was the first person. He's the first Noah. There's so many stories.
I have heard that name.
There's so many stories of the flood happening in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And everybody interpreted it differently. You know, in one part it was Noah, in one part it was Gilgamesh, in one part it was another person. The Indians had a person. But they all experienced this global event. Yeah. You know what I mean? But they all gave them different names. You know what I mean? So history is going to give you some facts. It's not going to give you everything.
Right.
And
that's where I come in.
Right. And the logical side of me and people who study this stuff, no, there's no such thing as the smartest person in the world. There's no such thing as having too much knowledge or knowing too much. I can learn from the 5-year-old down the street. That, you know what I mean? Like I will never be that ignorant.
Don't say that. A lot of logical people ain't like that.
Yeah, I know some aren't, and then there's definitely some ignorant people.
Those are the ones who aren't really smart.
Yeah, exactly.
The smartest person wants to learn from
anybody.
babes.
Right. Most of the real smart people out there learn from almost anybody. Like I look at like people like Joe Rogan or Neil deGrasse Tyson or stuff like that. These people know how to communicate with human beings on a very simple level. Doesn't matter who they are. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they don't think that they're higher than thou or think that I know more than you, so I'm going to talk down to you. It's like, no. Bring me into your world. How did you get here? I want to learn from you. And at the end of the day, I'm going to interpret it the way I want to interpret it too, but I'm not going to judge you off of how you got to where you got to.
Right.
Once again, we're just coming back to the same the same circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And guys, I know we could talk about this shit for hours, but we got to move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
So
My fault, Austin.
No, it's all good.
Because of that, I be so passionate. Back to you.
Yes.
Curveballs in this joint.
So Austin, let's talk about your music, man. For this past year, your music to me has grown exponentially. I've really enjoyed the series that you have recently came up with putting out your projects. Do you want to tell the people what you got going on, what you're doing with the music right now?
For sure. So just recently, this January, dropped 5 projects. I don't even know for real. The series, volumes 1 through 5 have come out so far. Haven't come up with the 6, 7, or 8, but after you said so, I was like, shoot, that might be my series.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I might rock out with the I don't even know for real series.
Yeah.
It's crazy how I came up with that too.
Yeah.
I was literally in a low key session, and Will was like, "Hey, yo, what you titling this record?" He was like, "I don't even know for real." I said, "That's what you should title it." And he was like, "No, I'm gonna title it this." I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna use that."
Right.
So I don't even know for real. Volumes 1 through 5 really just show my range as an artist.
Absolutely.
Like volume 1, I'm straight rapping, and anybody know me know I don't like rap.
But he can rap,
can't
y'all.
stand rapping.
Yo.
But
He can
volume
rap.
1 was rap. Volume 2, I think, was pop. Volume 3 was like my emo. Volume 4 was my soul, and Volume 5 was love. Just straight love songs.
I could feel that, man. Like I get the first vibe from the record For Me, man, and I think that you and Low Key Faye, man, y'all really tackle that joint, man. Y'all sounded really good on this record together.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that joint is So me and Low Key actually made a whole album.
I can see that. I was gonna say like
we did.
Y'all do
We
that.
made the whole album.
Okay.
And then in both of our like transitions, like growing as artists, he went from obviously he was low key lonely. He went to low key Faye, low key Sula Faye, I believe he did. And I was going to transition from Austin Toles to 1602. I'm sticking with Austin Toles. 1602 is going to be like my TITIP.
I feel you.
But
I'm glad you didn't leave Austin Toes.
Yeah, I couldn't like.
I was gonna say because it's you. You know what I mean?
Me.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that goes to the hair, like the blonde and the red.
Right.
The red is 1602.
Gotcha.
Like that was. Remember, I told my story about the light and the darkness.
Yeah.
I was mainly light, but I had a sliver of dark. That's the red. The red is my darkness.
Hey.
That's why it's only right here. It's not in the beard too.
I was about to
It's
say like
mostly light and a sliver of darkness.
Right.
I'm going back to how I was before. I'm tapping back into that energy before my mom died.
I feel you.
So that goes into the look as well. But so me and Low Key did a whole album, like in the beginning of COVID, like literally like March or April of last year, before the first lockdown.
Okay.
We completed this entire album. And then in our transitions, we was like, we sound different now. I would want to re-record this. I would want to change that. And we both was like, I think he said that me deciding to drop everything at the top of the year inspired him to do his drop as well. Because he dropped all of his old music too. And so we was like, are we going to redo this album? Or are we going to use these same songs? He was like, I'd rather write the whole thing from scratch. I said, me too. So we both took songs from that album, and it's in our releases for January.
Okay.
It's spread out.
I can't wait to hear that, man. So what is the next thing coming? Are you going to give us more of these projects? Is there something else that you have?
I'm going to be honest, I'm about done dropping projects.
Okay. Because you got a lot to work with.
I'm not going to drop a project until.
Okay. ...
I
feel you.
It's about to be just straight singles.
Okay.
But before I do that, I'm going to do justice to what I've already released.
I agree.
I released a lot of music.
Yes, you did.
And I didn't really do none of it. I just say, here you go.
Yeah.
Definitely drop some fire visuals with it.
That's what I have to do. So that's the
take it
next
to the next
purpose
level.
is the visual. That's the next, the goal anyway, the music, is to put visuals together. I don't want to spare any expense. I want my visuals to be top notch, like we used to get music videos. Like we used to get quality storytelling in the videos. Like we used to get real visuals.
Yeah.
I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, whatever it costs, it's going to cost. We'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us real quick, too, you created a network this year as well, too, the Austin Toles Network. What inspired that? And also the Words Never Spoken podcast. Tell us about that.
Words Never Spoken is actually where it started. I had no intentions of creating my own network. It was just a podcast, having a podcast. That was going well, and Joe Budden went from the Joe Budden podcast to the Joe Budden Network, and his path is really what I've been like following. Like he's been laying the groundwork for black podcasters the whole way.
Salute Joe Budden.
So for me, it was like, do I wait until I'm big to start my network? Why? I might as well just start it now. You know what I'm saying? So all my music videos, all the about to start working on a movie. The movie, everything, I have my network tagged up.
Having a Joe Budden moment right now.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Well, hello. This is Imani Dickson from the Top Hill Podcast. Hey. What's good? Her own boss. We got Jamila on the line. If you guys don't know, she is the co-host to Top Hill Podcast. She can't be in there. She's in there looking warm and safe and everything like that. But Jamila, you know, we couldn't do this episode any justice and show any progression without you having a conversation with our boy Austin Toles. So, you know, Austin wanted to go ahead and talk to you. So I'm gonna let you guys rap real quick. If you had any questions for him?
Hey Austin, I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there for this episode.
It's all good. I told.
Want to be there.
Yeah, I told Chad. I told Boss. I said, any way we can get me to talk to her tonight, we need to make it happen because it wouldn't be a complete show without it.
How has your experience been on Top Hill thus far? Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's been excellent. It's been deeper than I expected it to go so soon. But
Imagine if I was there.
and it's my fault, but it's all good.
No, it's definitely not your fault. It's the thing on Mother Nature. You know, I live miles and miles and miles.
Yeah, for sure. And the roads are not good tonight.
Yeah, no.
At all. But you living your best life. You can smoke in your house.
You know, but my son is not around, you know.
So what's happening?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. How's everything going?
Excellent. Just, you know what I'm saying?
You're looking great. It's always a pleasure to have you around on
Appreciate
Top
it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad you came a part of Top Hill.
Yeah.
I heard that new song that you had put out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I definitely did appreciate that. I'm like, okay, my man's making some music. I'm glad we got you on Top Hill because you're the best to ever do it now that I see what you're doing.
I appreciate that.
I've been becoming a huge fan of yours here lately.
I appreciate that. I feel like I don't always get the respect I deserve with my pen and my talent, so I appreciate that.
I've been telling Austin to keep rapping. He talking about I just want to be. So what you mean you stop rapping, nigga? Like you, like nah, but we can get both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can do it all. Like I know when it comes to like singing, I equate myself to like Nav because like some people can't stand Nav.
Right.
Like and the main complaint I hear is his voice.
Right.
From
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I
Voice.
don't like him.
Now
I
voice
love
is
Nav.
That was tough.
He's cool. He's very smooth. I like that.
Yeah, he be floating on
So,
everything. So like, but I compare my singing voice to that because like, I know I'm not a traditional singer. You know what I'm saying? I don't even pretend to be. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Heavily T-Pain influenced, although I've turned down the auto-tune as of this past, 6 to 8 months.
Shout out to T-Pain, though.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, rap gets boring. That's all I can say.
That's spoken by a person that can actually write. You know, spoken by rappers, like that was easy. Maybe I should write for somebody else. You know,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's about right.
But Jamila, we was just about to bring Austin into Top Hill World real quick, so I don't know if you want to hang around for that. If not, we'll let you go. It's up to you.
No, I'm gonna listen on the live.
Okay. Okay.
That was good talking to you.
Great seeing you.
You
I'm
as
so
well.
glad you did it on Top Hill. You know you're gonna be back on soon. We're gonna have to run it back.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll give you a special. You be the first person to interview me one-on-one.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, and we probably gonna have to go over to his podcast too. The Words Never Spoken. Do another Top Hill Words Never Spoken collab.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely got to get y'all on there. Plenty of seats for the whole team on that job.
Yeah. So.
All right, that sounds good. All right, guys, I'm gonna be y'all live.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. So shout out to Jamila with her own balls coming through. All right, we're gonna have to rapid fire these topics, man.
Right.
It's gonna be.
All right, we're cracking down first.
First, rest in peace to the Queen, Miss Cicely Tyson. She lived a beautiful, full life.
96 years, right?
96 years old, man.
Yeah. She always looked healthy. Like
She did.
Yeah.
always did.
And she was still making movies recently. You know what I mean? She was in a recent movie, I think, on Netflix with Felicia Rashad and somebody else on there.
Okay.
But yeah, she was still doing her thing, still acting and stuff like that. So
That's what's
That's
up.
how you're supposed to live your life. Keep it
Yeah.
going. Don't let old age get to you.
yeah. So shout out.
My favorite moment of her of all time is in the Medea movie because I don't know, it's just something about like when she had brought the whole family together and she had
Yeah.
that touching moment where she just dropped some wisdom and
Yeah.
everybody was listening. Like that was a moment.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite moment.
I don't want to get old.
And I think about let's not think about that, bro.
Nah, okay.
Like,
But I don't plan on living to get old. I
Yeah.
plan on experiencing the next level of life after this one before that happens. But anyway.
I'm staying young forever.
don't work that way.
Dude.
You do. You can. You can.
They are making some robotic hearts. Anyway,
Bro, it's supposed to be close to being able to put your whole consciousness
bro,
in
they doing 3D printing of people's arms and legs and stuff like that. I'm trying to tell you, we about to be cyborgs. We about to be
That's crazy.
like, I'm trying to tell you, all the movies that we be watching,
Yeah.
like all the stuff, they're low
There's
key
a new movie
preparing.
on Netflix where who's the dude that played Captain America's homie on the black dude?
War Machine.
Yeah.
No, you just like Falcon.
Falcon,
yeah,
Falcon. Whoever that actor's name, I forget it.
Anthony
I don't know his
Mackie.
name. Anthony Mackie. He's in a movie on Netflix where he is literally a android,
Oh wow.
basically. Yeah, but like skin and everything.
I'm about to check it out, man.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah,
It was a good movie.
because we're going into that future, man. I forgot. AI is coming out this year. Like the first like full AI robots and mass production is coming out this year. They sneaking that in there under the table, so yeah, gotta watch out for that. Let's talk about Joe Biden's first week real quick, briefly, because we are not a political podcast.
Yeah, y'all savior.
Take it away, buddy.
But Joe Biden, where's my check? It's like, nah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need my bag.
Joe Biden has
Okay,
signed.
you two Gs. For real.
Joe Biden has signed 24 executive orders within his first month of presidency. This is an unprecedented
Man, fast
amount.
with it.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
his pen on fire.
Everything
Damn.
but my money.
Yeah,
Right.
Trump was at least fast with my money.
yeah. So, yeah, man, people getting impatient, already, man, and I understand, man, but I don't know, bro. There's so many things about this. I'm gonna give him a little bit more time.
Well, yeah,
It's only
it
the
can't
first
be-
month.
It's only the
you
first
got it.
month. It's only the first
Yeah.
month, but people really expected like off of day one, like, all right, nigga,
So,
you on the clock. You on the clock. You
I'm
know
gonna
what I
say
mean?
this: if Trump would have won, you'd have got your money instantly.
We are living in times where everything's going fast, so
Yeah.
step up.
But and the reason I say that is because I feel like Trump really would have made it happen. Not because I think you should have voted for Trump.
Yeah.
That I don't care who you voted for.
Right.
not a political person. I'm a spiritual person.
But I think even with Trump, though, Trump had issues because Trump wanted to get the money out, but the Republicans just didn't. The Republicans are very conservative when it comes to pushing out their money.
Your own people.
Yeah, exactly.
Your own niggas.
He was never their niggas. Like, truth be told, he split the Republican Party in two. You know what I mean? So, we're not even gonna get into this. It's not even that important. Like, Joe Biden don't got our money yet. He signed up. He said he's gonna put Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill, and
your time is coming.
Yeah,
you got another month to give me my money.
Hey, we'll come back to this another day. All right, congratulations to Miss Rosalind Brewer, other known as Roz, coming up in March 15, 2021. She will be the new CEO of Walgreens, and
who is she?
She a boss. That's what she is.
All I'm saying is you better not raise the prices.
Hey,
right now y'all cheaper than CVS with everything.
I'm an avid Walgreens shopper, okay? I got the rewards card, what I mean? My Apple Pay set up. I get 5% back. I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just want to celebrate another.
She should buy BET next.
Hey, well, apparently she actually
so they can be black again.
She it was never black icon, bro. She actually was a COO of Starbucks and former president and CEO of Sam's Club. She also had a couple of Walmart stores as well too. So she's been a boss for a long time. She's not new to this rodeo. So, but this is the first time that she will actually be the first black female CEO of a Fortune 500 company. So, congratulations
Shout out
to her. And yes, that discount though, close the wealth gap. It's like, what else we got? Oh, dude. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it sure did. I thought they stopped doing that.
Oh, I got a little battery remote, that's why. There go that shit again. Alright. This is what happens when there's two of us. Alright. We back?
There we go. Back.
Welcome back, IG. Sorry about that. Alright. We're going to talk about this. The former, I don't even want to call him the Seattle Seahawks football player. This piece of shit of a human being. He brutally beat his girlfriend to death. Well, not to death. Almost to death. He tried. To the point that, when she got up and tried to run away, he couldn't believe that she was still alive. This person was immediately removed from the Seattle Seahawks. He's being charged for first-degree domestic violence assault, domestic violence of unlawful imprisonment, and resisting arrest. He pleaded not guilty.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But real quick.
Wild.
I'm not giving the Seahawks any credit. He already wasn't on the team.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. They didn't
release him immediately.
Got you.
He was already a free agent.
Gotcha.
I'm not giving them no credit.
Yeah.
Their apology was, their statement was weak as fuck.
Yeah, because they don't want that attention, and they like, if it don't have to tie to Well, I love what Google did. Google's quick with it. Hold up. Oh, man, they changed it back. They said, hold up, let me see if I can find it. Never mind, they changed it back. But they originally just called him like this person was that they put that person this domestic abuser / former ex NFL player or whatever. But yeah, when I heard about this, I felt like I had to find it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's not out there like that. I'm just like, man,
it's not a story.
I'm like, if these people cared about people the same way they did about dogs. I mean, Jesus Christ, the way that they drugged Michael Vick.
Yeah. I didn't hear about this till today.
That's wild. Yeah. That's wild.
And then Ray Rice. But let me do this though. Let me talk about this real quick because this irritated me. I didn't see it. I only saw it because I follow Emmanuel Acho on Twitter. Acho is the co-host of Speak for Yourself on Fox. Mm-hmm. It's him and Marcellus Wiley, both former NFL players. If he didn't tweet it, I would have never saw it.
Right.
If somebody else didn't tweet it, he would have never saw it.
Right.
Like, it was literally not a story at all. To the point where I was tweeting, along with a million other people on Twitter, I was tweeting at Stephen A., at Max Kellerman, at SportsCenter, at ESPN, at Fox, at First Things First, at Shannon Sharp, at Skip Bayless. I was literally, me and a bunch of other people were literally mentioning them on Twitter. Like, why are y'all talking about this?
Right.
Y'all talked about everything else quick.
Right.
Y'all put down black people quick.
Right.
Why ain't y'all talking about him?
Right.
I don't care if he's on the team or not.
Exactly. Yeah, he was a part of this organization. Yeah, he needs to be publicly. People need to know what the hell is going on. Like, he can't just slide off of what he did to this woman. Like,
the fact that he pleaded not guilty.
That's wild to me. And that just came out.
That's wild.
That's wild. Like, I mean, you clearly see what you did to this woman, and I wish we could get into this more. Austin, that is our
Skip said
time.
it better too. That was attempted murder.
Yeah,
not,
it was. Absolutely.
Not domestic violence.
Absolutely. Austin, what can I say, man? This was not enough time. We got to do this again.
We got to. I can come back anytime. Man.
Anytime, yeah, man.
I've gone from Austin Toles, the artist, to the philosopher and the hippie. So you can have any one of them back on another show.
We're going to get you back on here. We're going to get you back on here really quickly, man, because, this is not enough time. We still got a lot more to talk about.
For sure. And we're going to have y'all. We got Top Hill on Words Never Spoken.
Yes, absolutely.
We do a long form podcast too, anyway, about an hour and a half.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about anything on that, Joe.
So right now, guys, this is going to be part 1 of our interview with Austin Toles. He'll be back soon. But Austin, for our viewers right now, you want to go ahead and plug what you want to plug? How can they find you? What do you want to listen to?
Y'all can find me on Instagram, Austin Toles TV. Same thing for TikTok, and YouTube. YouTube is Austin Toles TV as well. Yeah, it is. I changed it. It's Austin Toles TV. You can find me there, man. Anything Quality Touch Studios, I'll be a part of as well. So,
yeah, he's definitely part of the family, so you guys will see him around. Up next, we have Season 3, Episode 2 of Quality Check Live coming on right now on YouTube. So if you guys don't know how to get to it, go to the Quality Check Live 1 page, click the link in the bio, and go to the YouTube page and come in here. If you are the GOAT this week, you will get a free mix, some studio time, and if you are the GOAT of the season, you can win that $1,000. So hey,
and free mastering and free studio time.
Speak on it. Hey, you heard it from Antonio Wayside in the back. So so definitely, if you guys got some music, if you guys think you're the GOAT, you think you guys got the best record
tonight too.
Oh shit, we gotta go, guys, because I want to hear what.
I don't know if it's gonna get chosen, but because it's a random lottery for all you dickheads that keep spamming.
Who don't know how to read?
I'm sorry.
Hey, you know they're gonna spam. Spammers gonna spam. You know what I mean? They gotta do their part. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Top Hill Podcast, sponsored by Quality Touch Studios. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are listening to us on the Apple Podcast, don't forget to hit the 5 stars at the bottom for us. We really appreciate it. And other than that, I'm your boy, Imani Balls.
I'm Chad Visionaire.
And that's Austin Toles. We'll catch you guys next episode. We out. Peace.
Peace.